Starbucks, the hero Bitcoin deserves, but not the one it needs right now. Will the Starbucks Bitcoin backed announcement be a big price catalyst for Bitcoin moving forward? I've also got some massive QuadrigaCX updates. You guys aren't going to believe what has happened. And the Twitter CEO is buying big on Bitcoin. I'm so excited about all this news today, I'm not even wearing any pants. Who am I kidding? I don't usually wear pants anyway. But besides the point, we're going to get into that in a second here. I just want to give a quick note, though, that EdCon, the Ethereum Development Convention, is coming up in April in Sydney. Nuggets News and I are going to be doing a meetup around the event as well. And if you haven't got a ticket yet and you do want to come to the main event, there's a 10% discount code down below. Check it out if you come along. I'd love to see you guys there. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey, he came out and said the following. Imagine being born this year, growing up only knowing that the potential for a global currency exists. That is exciting. What that person does with that realization is amazing. It feels like that just accelerates things even faster. So I think there's a massive acceleration that's going to happen within the next 10 years. And of course, Jack has famously said before that the world will ultimately have a single currency. The internet will have a single currency, and that he personally believes that that currency is going to be Bitcoin. I mean, it's great to see someone like that so bullish, but he's actually putting his money where his mouth is as well. Jack has revealed that he is the king of dollar cost averaging. He's buying $10,000 a week in Bitcoin every week on his Cash app. That's pretty cool. Think about that. That's a lot of Bitcoin every year. Take that out to 10 years from now. How much is all that Bitcoin he's accumulating going to be worth? Wow. And of course, Jack is all about Bitcoin, which I think is really awesome to see such a big tech CEO not only just saying, yeah, I like Bitcoin, but literally saying, I'm buying Bitcoin every week. And he's also participated in the Lightning Network Torch Relay, and he's even set up his own Lightning Network node. Pay attention to the innovators. Imagine not having any skin in the game with everything that's happening in crypto right now. All of these people who are out there yelling all this bearish stuff and saying Bitcoin's a scam, it's going to zero, all this stuff. They're nuts. They're nuts. Pay attention to the people who really know what's going on in tech. You will see them either innovating in terms of like what Jack's doing at Twitter, and he's getting involved in Bitcoin, he's buying Bitcoin, and he's created an app that lets you buy Bitcoin. And then of course you can look on the other side of the people who are the blockchain not Bitcoin mantra crew, people like Zuckerberg and his Zucks Bucks and the JPM coin and all that fun stuff. That's a whole different category, but they know that crypto and blockchain is gonna be a big thing. It's nice to see though that someone like Jack, instead of creating Twitter coin, is going, dude, Bitcoin, it's all about Bitcoin. That's really awesome. Getting Bitcoin at the current prices, it feels like some kind of weird fantasy phase we're going through where it's just super cheap. And look, I know there's still people calling for $2,000 Bitcoin and all that stuff. Look, if Bitcoin goes down to $2,000, I don't have any pants to sell because I don't wear any. But if I did, I would sell them and buy Bitcoin. Enjoy these prices while they last because they're not going to be here forever. Now, the big story floating around in the cryptoverse this week is Starbucks. Now, Starbucks being involved with Bakkt is not a new story in of itself, but the story is developing even if we still do lack a lot of the key details. Starbucks has taken a big equity position in Bakkt as well, which is very interesting in of itself. Now, in a statement from Starbucks, they said, our role as the flagship retailer for Bakkt is to consult and develop applications for customers to convert their digital assets into US dollars, which can then be used in our stores. We anticipate that a range of cryptocurrencies will gain traction with customers, and through our work with Bakkt, we will be uniquely positioned to constantly consider and offer customers new and unique ways to pay seamlessly at Starbucks. As we continue to move forward with this work, we anticipate we'll have more to share in the coming months. What does all of that mean? Well, it says to me they're working specifically on payment processing. Now, what will that actually look like in the store? Well, we may actually see that pay in Bitcoin here sign. But Starbucks receives the Bitcoin, and then Bakkt would, of course, handle all the actual Bitcoin conversion stuff in the background and give Starbucks a good old-fashioned dirty fiat. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like loadable Bitcoin gift cards either for Starbucks. Now, why all the word games? Why aren't they just coming out and saying, yeah, we're accepting Bitcoin 100% right here, woo? That'd be great to see. But Starbucks is a publicly listed company and is being very careful with the legal issues before Bakkt gets approval. And also that Starbucks is probably not interested in the legal issues of having the custody of Bitcoin. Can be all kinds of legal problems that can arise from actually being the custodian of that Bitcoin. Bakkt is going to handle all of the back end on this stuff. Back to the back end, yeah. So what will happen is you'll go into Starbucks, it'll say Bitcoin accepted here. You'll pay in Bitcoin. That Bitcoin doesn't actually go to Starbucks. It gets routed straight over to Bakkt. Bakkt converts it, gives Starbucks dollars. Or in the unlikely eventuality that Starbucks will be accumulating and hodling Bitcoin, they're not going to be the ones in custodianship of it. They will pass that over to Bakkt as well. Still missing a lot of details on this story, but it is definitely developing in a very interesting way. And they did say also that only US customers will be able to pay in Bitcoin initially. Now, there are more than 14,000 Starbucks in the USA. That kind of brand recognition is basically what Moon Lambo kids have wet dreams about. But I would say that assumedly only a small percentage in select cities will roll it out to start. Some states may have difficulties with that as well, so I imagine it'll be a bit of a patchwork thing at the beginning. This is the usual pattern of how these things go anyways. There'll be some test cases in Seattle and San Francisco and New York and Atlanta or something like that, and then in 2 or 3 years we'll see it every Starbucks in the country. But of course, like everything, people actually need to spend their crypto. And the general sentiment that I have heard from all of you out in the audience and around the rest of social media is that people don't really want to spend their Bitcoin. People want to hold on to it, wait for it to go up in value in the future. But there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, and if we can see Bakkt rolling out acceptance for a wider range of cryptocurrencies, I think that people would be a lot more willing to participate in that. You know, maybe you've got some Litecoin that's gone up and you say, well, I can buy a coffee with Litecoin today, but I'm just going to hodl my Bitcoin. And so the more options we have, the more options people will use in terms of actually going out and spending their crypto. But that still doesn't solve our tax issues with crypto payments being taxed on gains. There's that. I know back in 2017 there was an attempt to exempt payments under $600 that did not pass in Congress. Maybe they'll try it again. But this does serve as a reminder, this whole story, the Starbucks thing, serves as a reminder that the impact of Bakkt on the crypto markets is going to be absolutely massive when it comes out. Because Bakkt is so much more than just Bitcoin futures. They're aiming to launch so many products and they're going to shake the markets up in a massive way. Payment processing, even if they just start with Starbucks payment processing, that is gargantuan in scale. And Starbucks won't be the only one. You got to keep that real. They're going to have exchange options. They're going to have different paper products from futures. I'm sure we'll see Bakkt ETFs and all these things coming, custody, etc., etc. It's going to be massive, and it's such an exciting time to be in crypto. Right now, if you're here today, seeing the infrastructure that's being built, understanding what the price is, and acting accordingly. Very exciting times indeed. Now, there was one slightly disappointing, I could say, cryptocurrency story today, and that is that the Samsung S10 has arrived. We've got some people who have got some first versions of it in their hands. They're reporting that there is no Bitcoin native wallet support, although it is an overall positive for crypto economy, I suppose, because we do have support natively for Ethereum in the Samsung S10. Don't have the phone myself, can't personally verify that, but from what I'm seeing in videos online, that is indeed what has happened. Now, on to Canada. Users of Bitcoin and other crypto assets in Canada have been targeted by the Canadian Revenue Agency with audits. Lol. If only they had audited QuadrigaCX. Now, reportedly, Those who have been targeted by the Canadian Revenue Agency have also been sent comprehensive questionnaires to fill out regarding their Bitcoin-related activity over the past years. And of course, why are they doing this? They're citing that they're keeping an eye out for money launderers. Just go to the bank. If you want to find who's laundering the money, go to the bank, guys. But they know that. They're just trying to get more information about people who are using cryptocurrencies. Also, the CRA, as a reminder, has a dedicated crypto team. So if you're a Canadian and you're trying to hide your tax obligations, they're probably going to find you. So just take care of that as you need to. But the really big update out of Canada today is from QuadrigaCX. And it's an absolutely devastating update that I have to share with you on the story. For anyone who had money sitting on that exchange, it's gone. A court-ordered auditor, Ernst & Young, they were able to actually crack in to Cotton's laptop, and they found that the accounts were emptied back in April, 8 months before his death. The crypto hasn't been there in nearly 11 months. I mean, holy cow, this is a crazy story. The Bitcoin's been gone for all of that time. 8 months before the guy's, I'm going to call it disappearance, the crypto hasn't been there. And just think about that. For the past few months, the team has been insisting that the funds were there, that they were just stuck and they couldn't access them. I mean, how anyone in the team wouldn't have known what the cold wallets were. Maybe they just didn't want to tell anybody, right? But they didn't want to tell anybody because there was no funds there, or they didn't know. All the people at QuadrigaCX who are still there or have anything to do with the company have been left out to dry by Cotton. It's a crazy, crazy story. There was one cold address that did remain active after April. So it was basically new Bitcoin coming in was paid to people who wanted to get Bitcoin out, etc. So it's not like that was doing anything real. All the money had already been taken. Millions of dollars of investor money gone. And that's absolutely crazy. Ernst & Young also found that there were 14 Quadriga accounts linked to Cotton that withdrew crypto to addresses that were not linked to the exchange overall. This was a big facade for the last 8 months before this guy's disappearance. And honestly, look at this story and think about it. 8 months, this guy knew that there was no money in the exchange, that all the Bitcoin was gone. Either he was hacked, or the mafia got to him and held him for ransom, or he just stole all the money. He knew that, didn't tell anybody. They kept it going. People at the company knew. They kept it going. And then all of a sudden, he just magically goes to India, in a place known for faking people's deaths, and happens to die and be cremated. This guy has totally faked his death. I would bet $1. $1. I'm not a big gambling man myself. Just investing in Bitcoin is exciting enough for me without gambling, but I will bet $1 that he will be found in a year or two on a beach in Asia somewhere. You watch. It's exactly what's going to happen. What a crazy story. I feel so bad for anybody who kept their money on that exchange, but it serves as a really painful reminder that even if you think you can trust an exchange, you cannot trust an exchange. An exchange is not a place to store your cryptocurrencies. It's a place to buy and sell, and then you move your crypto off the exchange and you hold it yourself. Your keys, your Bitcoin. Not your keys, Gerald Cotton's Bitcoin. Something like that anyway. And a final exciting announcement out of Argentina today. The country's Ministry of Production and Labor has announced on Wednesday that it will match investments of up to $50,000 into every Argentinian blockchain project that receives funding from Binance Labs via the second season of its incubator program. That is really, really cool. They're going to do this with up to 10 projects per year. Now, Binance Labs also announcing that they are, of course, setting up a new office in Buenos Aires for the Binance Labs program. That's really cool to see the government backing these projects. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies have such big implications for any countries that can be really early adopters and push to get these technologies out there. There's a massive economic boom that could come from being early adopters, getting the companies, getting the developers, and getting people building inside your country. There's cost savings. There's economic benefits, so nice move, Argentina. Definitely support it. And that is all from the crypto news for today. You will let me know what you think about any of these stories down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come over here and watch this video. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up on it. And you can always subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And of course, you can hit that notification bell to know when I put out a new video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.